Welcome back to the Call of Duty North American Championship 2015, presented by Xbox. Mr. X joined by Benson in the booth, and we have a great match on our hands here, Ben.
We do. I'm excited. I just want to see a game which isn't a 3-0.
Yeah. And I think this one might be it. This one has potential to not be a 3-0.
I'm going to say
Are you going to call it?
Ray's cursed.
Why?
Because he said it himself. He's cursed. Him being on the analyst desk, 3-0s.
Not sure exactly Ray's cursed. He's finished twice at Champs.
He's cursed.
Second place. This is going to be Faze Black going up against Rise Nation. I think this one has the makings to be a close match. I think it does.
Does it?
I think it does.
You really think?
I don't think Rise is going to have as bad an event as they had at Season 1 Champs.
Rise dropped a map in Winners Bracket round 1 game.
Okay.
Shaky.
A little bit shaky.
Maybe. I mean, I would love to see a close game.
But this is to qualify. You expect both teams
Right.
to really kind of bring it here in this series.
That is true.
And I think you kind of look out for Faze Black. I think you look at Sensor. Know really how he's going to play. The Columbus Open, Sensor played phenomenal. I think he had a great event, that one. And then on Rise, I think all eyes are on Pac-Man. You know, had a very good UMG Orlando, had a subpar Season 1 Champs. Don't think he would kind of, really kind of argue that one. Going to be looking to see which one plays better here. I think that's going to be a big determination in the series.
Yeah, I'm kind of way towards Faze Black. Not gonna lie, I think they have the more powerful squad. I know a lot on the line for those guys. They need to make sure they qualify today.
Right?
Or yeah, they play twice today, right?
Yes.
Yes, they do. So they need to make sure they qualify today. Yeah, of course, it's a game too.
This is a qualification match.
Thank you. Thank you. No problem. Pruvy, of course, going on the cruise on Sunday. So regardless of wherever they're at, even if they're still in the winners bracket, not going to be able to play on Sunday. So
yeah.
Those guys trying to get the business done today. That is for sure. I believe actually have, is that Ray down there on the analyst desk? Has he got someone with him? Is that Mr. Maven? It is Mr. Maven down there. So we'll throw over to the analyst desk, try to get their thoughts pregame to another winners bracket round 2.
All right. Well, Ray, let's get your thoughts. You know, it's a great thing that I had my feet up on the desk. I was relaxing, enjoying a glass of water. Wasn't at all prepared.
A bottle of water?
Yeah, no, I definitely don't have a glass.
Definitely have a glass.
Yeah, it's a bottle. All right, we're looking at this one. Rise versus Faze Nation. Faze Black. What? Who are the standout players for you?
I mean,
who do you think's going to take this one?
So I want to first go to the fact that Benson was very disappointed when Mr. X said we may have a close game. Benson was like, I don't know, man. I don't like that negativity. All right, I want to see.
Yeah.
I want to see some 3-1, 3-2 action. We need to see some close games because this has been 3-0 all day, no matter who team's played.
No one can. It's been every winner 3-0 on every main stage, right? We have a single.
It's a 3-0. All I've analyzed is 3-0s, and I'm analyzing.
Aren't those fun? We're giving you a lot to work with.
It's not. Yeah, no. But basically, yeah, no. Like you're saying, that Faze Black has some strong players, like Benson and there and X were saying. They definitely seem to have the strongest roster on paper. And at the end of the day, that means something. But then again, it doesn't mean something when you come into a tournament like this. To be fair, players on Faze Black, Study got second last year. Proofy got second 2 years ago. Sensor top 5 last year, and I got a blank for the fourth. Apathy got same thing as he's on Sensor's team last year, so they got top 5. So all those players have the experience that you need to get far in champs. And obviously,
well, they won regionals, and then if I remember, they fell apart against Envy. That's when I believe they got 3-0'd by you guys. Yeah, I remember I was casting. I think wasn't I casting the?
I love that you bring that
S&D, and you guys won 6-0.
See, I was just telling Benson that.
I was casting
got
that.
2 kills the last round.
They were all 0-6. I remember that. Yeah, I was casting with Rel, I think, and I remember what was it? It was Warhawk S&D, and no one could get a kill for the whole game, and I'm just sitting there, and Rel like, what are we watching? Like, this is the most absurd thing. They couldn't buy a kill. Like, if you guys put your controller down in round 3, I'm confident you guys still killed them all. Like, it was awful. You guys just blew them off the map. Oh, God, that was one of the more fun series I've ever had to cast because I had no idea what I was witnessing.
But no, basically, we have to give the edge to Faze Black purely based off experience and how far they got a chance last year, and the fact that these people have been in winning circle. For Rise, it's definitely kind of a different story. We have Sender, a newer guy. Pac-Man's been there for a while as well.
Yeah.
And then we got Diabolic and their forwards blank again. Sorry.
Hey, no, it's the best when I have with the analysis here blank. Well, no, the big
Miyagi. Sorry, Miyagi.
Eyes on me though. Eyes on me for Pac-Man.
Yeah, trade
for Pac-Man.
Right.
Because Pac-Man's been taking a lot of heat lately for his gameplay. You know, I think he had a bottom 5 KD day 1 or 2 at the last event. He's been taking a lot of heat, but he's a guy, big personality, someone that can take that stuff,
for sure.
and we'll see if he can you kind of use that positively, really turn that into energy, get hype, try to prove people wrong. But I know they had a pretty rough first series. I think they dropped game 1. I can't remember exactly who they were playing, but I know it was a team they were supposed to 3-0 with ease.
Right.
And it was a really close series. So we'll see if they take some positives from that, if they step it up for this series, or how it plays out. But FaZe Black versus Rise Nation. Let's throw it back up top to the casters. We have Mr. X and Benson. Let's get it going, guys.
Thanks, Maeve. Appreciate it. Also, Ray, you know, give me a hard time, man. Give me a hard time. But he's definitely the curse. He's the problem one when it comes to these results.
Every time we break down some of these players, I always start to think, I'm like, oh, what was that series? That somebody made a big play, and it's like, oh, that was you, Ray. Wait a second, that's you. But coming into this one, I think I got to favor FaZe Black. I want to see how they play, to be honest. I want to see how they come out. I think their start is going to be huge.
Immediately off the break, Diabolic rocking the laser sight on the ASM-1, something that a few players have tried. Some say it works, some say it doesn't. Honestly, I think it's more of a placebo effect.
Yeah, we see Hook use it a lot. He's not here this weekend, but we have seen him use it a ton. He likes to run it without quick draw. Not a fan of quick draw in his submachine gun. But as I say, you know, FaZe Black, I thought they were going to come out hot. You're going to see Apathy and Proofy both start 2-0. Study 2-0 as well, off to a pretty nice start. And you got to think, you know, Rise Nation doesn't look good this first map. You know, memories of Season 1 champs start to creep in their head a little bit, Ben.
Yep, absolutely. Apathy 4-0 on the start here as well, Matt. FaZe in full control of this game, 23-0. Rise yet to get a point. Proofy with a 3-0 start. Of course, we mentioned him, of course, going on a cruise on Sunday. So even if FaZe Black made it to Winners Bracket Final, FaZe would not be playing.
Yeah, and something of note I actually saw down in the kill feed. It's going to be Pac-Man running an assault rifle for Rise. Had a little bit of a talk with him post Season 1 champs, and you know, he thought at Orlando he did a great job running an AR and wanted to get back to doing that role. And that looks like what he's going to do here this weekend. But Miyagi really struggling. You know, he's going to be the replacement for Chino for Call of Duty Championships. We talk a lot about Chino, one of the best hardpoint players in the game. Right now, Miyagi needs to pick up the slack that Chino kind of left that void.
And kind of going back to that Pac-Man using the assault rifle, again, that comes with synergy with Sender. You go back to Season 1 finals, it was Sender who was rocking the bow. After Season 1, when he was on, obviously spent a lot of time on the Alice desk, during the commercial breaks, kind of asking him, you know, what kind of went wrong? He was like, well, I expect really to see us change roles a little bit. I expect to see Pac-Man run that bow.
You needed to change things up if you were Rise after Season 1 champs. You needed to figure out something that would, you know, kind of revitalize the team, get things going, but does not seem to be working right now as they are down large to FaZe Black, and they're going to have to get on that rotation, start racking up some points because it's going to get dangerous soon to that zone where you can't give up garbage time and you have to rotate early, that odd zone where you're going to have to rely on players to make individual plays.
Right. Apathy breaking onto the hardpoint as well. He's going to pick up one. More players pushing. He falls. Good break that by Rise. Diabolic can send it. The players managed to get on the hill. Of course, you want to try and control that back cave side. That's what Diabolic's trying to do. Pick up any kills from players, just trying to rotate on towards that hardpoint. And there's going to be one. Another player is actually going to be behind him. He's done a great job of just staying alive there, Matt.
They're doing a phenomenal job of holding this hill. I was a bit worried coming into this one, but it looks like Rise starting to settle down a bit, racking up some time. FaZe Black has not gotten, actually, I kind of jinxed it right there. They've just started to get some time on this hill. I was going to say they have not touched the hill at all, but Study, he's going to be on your screen. Obviously got second place last year at COD Champs with Envy on Ray. You're going to be looking for him as not a leader of the team, but he's kind of the emotional trendsetter for the team. You know, when Study's hyped and he's giving good vibes to everybody, it just makes everybody a better player.
I mean, that's such kind of like a, as what does it say, a good vibe team. You know, Proofy, Study, Apathy, Sensor. It's very hard to imagine this guy's really having a big full-blown argument.
When Sensor plays confident, he's actually can put up some big numbers in the slaying department. I know everyone has the jokes about Sensor and whatnot, but when he plays confident, we've seen him put up some great games and have big games in clutch situations. Right. So I think he's a player you look at going into champs. He's going to really determine how this team does. If Sensor comes out and plays confident and plays well, I think the sky's the limit for this team because Apathy and Proof and Study are three big difference makers.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. I mean, you've seen some inconsistencies from all those three players, but you know, since they've really been on FaZe Black, they look solid for parts. Obviously, failed to qualify for Season 2. Was a big kind of alarm bell starting to ring when we're making predictions for the North American regionals. But you know, so far so good in this series. 106 to 34. Rise just not able to compete.
And you see both teams, they're going to be on that rotation. Rise committing everybody to this final hill on the rotation, going early. And it looks like they're going to win those battles. They should be able to get some time here at the beginning, but they are down a lot, Ben. They're going to need to make up a ton of time here. They pretty much need a full 60 here to contend in the second half.
Oh, Pac-Man's going to be flooded over towards poolside center. Meanwhile, just kind of chilling, waiting for some plays to push him. Pushes down himself, picks up one, looks for the second, picks up the assist, and that's Miyagi with a big three-piece just to push out the boys from Faze Black.
Miyagi's starting to heat up a little bit on a 5 streak. We talked about his really slow start, how he was going to have to make up for Chino. A little bit of a different player than Chino. Chino in Hardpoint, we see he's so aggressive. I mean, just he pushes anything. Right. He literally just runs at the hill time after time. Doesn't care about how many deaths he has, just trying to force engagements on the hill. Miyagi, a little bit of a slower player, so you're going to have to see somebody take on that aggressive submachine gun role for Rise, and I think it's probably going to be Sender.
Yeah, Sender without a doubt. That was kind of the role he was playing at the start of the game when he was playing under a WR.
Right.
He was being a very, very aggressive player. It was only recently he kind of switched roles, and now ultimately going back to that ASM1. Pac-Man feeling comfortable with the bow, it seems, but 15 and 17. You know, Pac-Man not putting up massive numbers with the bow, but I think it's better to say I think he feels a lot more comfortable with the bow than the ASM1.
I think it does. You know, Pac-Man, an old school Call of Duty player, predominantly using assault rifles through that period of time. I think him running an AR probably feels more comfortable to him, and I think you need to kind of cater to him, make sure he's comfortable, make sure he's in a groove before you worry about everybody else. And you see right there, putting some nice shots cross map on Study, going to be able to take him out. But no, Rise, they're able to shorten the gap a little bit coming into the second rotation of Hills, Ben. What do you think they have to do to really make a game out of this one in the second half?
You know, they're going to need, they're down, right? 135 to 83. They're going to have to make sure, as you kind of brought it up a little bit earlier on, Matt, the rotations, they have to be on point, as well as making sure you're not giving away any free time. Kind of saw that in that first set of rotations where Faze got just some easy time on Hills. That's something which you can't afford to do when you're down and you're trying to chase.
I feel like Faze got a lot of uncontested time in the first rotations of Hills. I feel like a lot of the players in battles we were watching from Rise were nowhere near the hill. And I remember the first time we went on Sensor when he was on the bottom hill, we watched his screen for maybe 10-15 seconds. It was just uncontested time. He didn't have to fight any gun battles or anything. Just really, you can't let that happen if you're Rise. You got to win those battles before those hill cuts, and you got to get some pressure on the hill.
Apathy heating up as well. It's worth mentioning at 32 and 22. He's having a great game to start things off, and Faze once again starting to build themselves a lead. It's going to be Proofy on the hill. Has the support of Study. Study's going to trade that kill. Going to be challenged again. He picks up the 2-piece. One more player jumping over the wall. He's left by himself. But again, doing a great job.
Yeah, and Apathy getting off to a really nice start, playing extremely well in this game, 33 and 23. And Apathy's a player that you never know what you're going to expect. As an opponent, you come in and you don't know which Apathy you're going to be playing against. And it was one thing I remember with Cole that was really scary because that SB team was so good around Champs time. And, Dito and Saints, two of the better Slayers in the game. Doug was a phenomenal OBJ. And then you looked at the team, we're like, all right, we know we have to do X and X to stop those players. What is Apathy going to do? Because he was, so hard to play against because some games he comes out and he slays like this. Other games he won't have large slaying games, but you always find, okay, there's a big play around the hill. Who makes that play? It's always Apathy. Comes through time and time and again.
Study on the Hardpoint, going to fall, but Apathy 4 kills away from his 40th. Make that 3 kills now as he picks up another one. But Rise coming back into this game. Got to give him props. 165 to 121, still 35 seconds left on this hill. Study trying to lock it down. More players going to be pushing him from that poolside. Sensor, though, he's going to be on the hill. There's one, there's two. Nice play, pre-firing for the third. 3 plays from Faze on the Hardpoint, though. They're making it very difficult for Rise to come back.
And, Rise making it a close game. Pac-Man playing well, +4, not doing any caps, but that's what you want out of your AR player, right? Just to kind of open up lanes for the subs. I think the submachine gun players need to play a lot more aggressive. Not seeing a lot of great plays in the hill from the submachine gun players of Rise. You're really going to need them to go big these last 2 hills.
Looking at Apathy, who's just trying to lock down this spawn for his teammates. One player actually right behind him. It's going to be Sensor. He falls. Studies on the Hardpoint. Has it contested. Goes for the jump. Connects with the kill. But more pressure is going to be coming in from the boys at Rise. Nice plays coming out from Study Dozy. He picks up 2 kills on the hill. As
close as it gets, Ben, correct me if I'm wrong, but I always feel like FaZe Black is in control. the game gets closer, and Rise making some nice plays around the hill, but I never feel like that FaZe Black is in trouble of losing the game, and I'm really just trying to put my thumb on why. I think it's just because they're not really forcing those engagements. Pac-Man's doing a great job winning some AR fights, opening up lanes, but I feel like
more than that,
there needs to be more pressure from the SMG players. We see when they try and push the hill, they're just getting shut down by the submachine gun players of Rise. I mean about FaZe Black, sorry.
Apathy has 43 kills.
Yeah.
That's what you want your SMG player to be doing when he's pushing through.
Well, also he has 30 deaths on the flip side. He's forcing so many fights.
Exactly.
I think on that end, your SMG players, a lot of perfect example of somebody who was on Rise, Chino, like we said before.
Right.
Great submachine gun in Hardpoint, and you say Chino doesn't put up the best KD. Why would you say he's a great submachine gun player in Hardpoint? It's because he forces so much action around the hill that if you have an AR player that opens up lanes and a player that forces so many engagements on the hills, it makes it so easy for the other two players to play.
Apathy close to dropping 50 kills, has 30 seconds. Can he pick up 5 kills? Gonna
Clock's gonna run out.
In fact, time's gonna run out. They're gonna hit the scoreboard. Apathy not gonna have a chance to pick up his 50th kill, but that is a convincing victory from FaZe Black. A 250 to 125 point lead. Study as well, of course I mentioned at 36 and 34. Proof not too far behind there at 35 and 26. Rise is getting completely outslayed.
They're just, I mean, it's difficult to win Hardpoint when you're getting outslayed. Apathy, just a phenomenal game. 45 and 31. Pretty good game out of Doug, too, from an OBJ player, even 7 caps. So pretty much what you expect from them. But you look at the KDs on the Rise Nation side, you're going to need somebody to just kind of be dedicated to picking up kills. You're going to need somebody to really just focus on the slaying department. Your closest player to even was Pac-Man with a .97. You're going to need some better play out of your subs.
I think a big spotlight is really on Miyagi on this squad. Of course, they're kind of newer player playing without Chino. Chemistry is going to be affected for sure. He needs to step up and search and destroy. In my mind, if Rise is going to have any chance of taking this seriously.
It's a huge game number 2 for Rise. They're going to have any chance, like you said. I think they need to win this S&D. And when we come back from this quick commercial break, we're going to have that search and destroy between FaZe Black and Rise.